This video is your ultimate guide for staging your home for sale. Staging and preparation is a way for you to prepare your home to outcompete your neighbors. When markets change, more and more homes hit the market. That means buyers have more selection and can be more picky in the houses they choose to offer on. So this video will provide you guidance on how to separate yourself from your neighbors, from your competition. Why staging matters. Right now, Northern Nevada is a thriving market. Median price is a little above $600,000. There's only 2.5 to 3 months of inventory. And still, even in a market with different interest rates, 10% of homes sell for over asking price. That data excites more sellers to sell. So it's important to consider staging so that you can stand out. Let's talk about what staging's all about. The goal is to create a neutral, welcoming environment so the next buyer can envision their lives in your home. The more they can envision living there, the stronger the offers they're prepared to make. Before we get into the specific steps of staging a home, I want to be clear. Staging is not for everybody. There's a lot of folks who have time restraints. There's a lot of folks who have financial restraints, and they can't put the money into their home that follows this guide exactly. So when I talk about staging to clients, I talk about doing your best. Some folks don't stage at all and sell successfully, and others have the time and resources to fully stage your home from top to bottom. Just remember, as we go through this list, you don't have to do this. It's really about doing your best, but this video will provide steps on how to, so that you can do as many of them as you can. First strategy, and this is the biggest one, the most important one, because it doesn't involve money as much as it does time. Declutter and depersonalize. We press this upon every client that we have, no matter what range, what price range, what abilities they have to prepare their home for sale. Think of decluttering as basically starting to pack up. If you're going to move, you have to pack up everything anyways. So one of the best ways to think about this is just you're starting to pack up your move early. By doing that, you're going to make rooms feel bigger, countertops feel larger. Prospective buyers can envision their furniture into your home. Plus, it'll present better because it'll be neat and tidy. This is the biggest thing that is important about selling a home. No matter what your financial constraints are, it is the most important thing. Have family members help you. Hire somebody to help you. That's the kind of asterisk about the money part, is if you physically cannot, this is money well spent investing in a handyman or somebody to help you pack things up. And what I say is put it in the garage. If you don't have a garage, maybe put it in a closet. But those that do have garages, what I always encourage is use this decluttering time and put all the moving boxes right in the garage. It'll be easy for you to move out, right in the driveway for the moving truck. But decluttering, depersonalizing is very important. Pictures, special artwork that might be distracting to a buyer. Because here's what buyers will do when they move, when they walk through your home. They'll forget. They're looking at your home and they'll start looking at your life. They'll start getting distracted, looking at the neat adventures that you've been on, looking at your past, and forgetting that they're there to look at the house. So it's not about removing you as a person. It's about allowing the buyers to have attention on your home and not your things. Decluttering is one of the most important things that you can do when staging your home. There's data to back this up. Redfin shows that homes sell 15% faster when sellers make an effort to declutter and depersonalize their house. Strategy 2. Enhancing curb appeal. The first impression a buyer is going to see is when they drive up to it. So landscaping, not talking about adding landscaping, but if you have deferred maintenance, bushes that are out of control, weeds, dead grass, this is your chance to present your home to the buyer before they even walk in the front door. It's an impression of how you care for your home, because how you care for a home reflects how a buyer is going to pay, because they think about when they own the home, how much money they're going to have to put into it. So even if your grass is dead and there's not enough time to bring it back to life, or you can't afford to replace the grass, even just cutting it down, trimming it, edging it, cutting back the bushes, weeding, pressure washing, or even just using a garden hose to rinse off your walkways, sidewalks, and driveways. This makes a world of difference compared to not doing it at all. If you have the ability, painting. If there's chipped and peeling paint on the outside, no buyers are going to factor that in to their offers because they're going to have to paint it. So if you have the financial abilities to, paint your chipped and peeling paint. Strategy 3, use neutral paint colors and modern decor. Now, nobody's saying completely remodel your house in order to sell. But what we're saying is that sometimes you have paint colors that are specific to you. Like take this wall, for example, it's dark blue. If I was going to sell, I wouldn't do that. I would paint over this and make it a neutral, brighter color so that the next buyer can have a clean slate of what they want to put into the home. So take away these personal touches in your home and make neutral colors. One of the best ways for inspiration is go into a model home of a new build. See how they design homes so that people can picture their lives into the hundreds of homes that they have for sale. It's a great way to see what today's tastes are like. So how can you overcome this? How can you accomplish modern, neutral decor while still staying on a budget? Typically go to places like Ross, go to Marshall's, find decorations that have modern tone, keep your furniture, but take down all of the things that are specific to you, maybe not overlapping today's decor. Get that gone, box it up. If you enjoy it, have it ready for your next home. You can find things on sale. You can find things that are very affordable and cheap only for the purpose of selling. And you'll see this all the time, even in maybe smaller builder sales. We call them spec homes, where you build a home for the purpose of selling. They will go and buy these type of things to stage the home. You can do the same thing as well. What does a neutral color look like? So typically it's not quite bright white, because that's very cold and doesn't have a lot of emotion. We're talking about houses, and emotion is a part of that. So we typically encourage like maybe just a little hint off of white. Pure white works great for like baseboards, doors, things like that. A really popular color right now is called Swiss Mocha. It's a little bit on the white side, but just a hint off of that. So it's bright, it reflects colors, but it still has a hint of warmness to it. If you're into grays, sure, you can go grays. Honestly, right now in today's world, the market's kind of phasing away from grays, going back into light, bright earth tones. That's why you see light colored cabinets again, the gray cabinets tied in with the light tone, earth tone colors. But if gray is your thing and you think you can do a good job with gray, that works well because it's neutral. But we're seeing more of just a little bit off whites being a very popular staging color right now because it's a clean slate. New buyers can paint their own colors on top of it very easily. It reflects light really well. It's very, very important. Nobody's saying replace furniture. You can still use your furniture and it tends to work just fine. We're really talking about things like lamps, wall decorations, be generic, those type of things. You can keep the furniture you have while still have a modern neutral decor. And again, for inspiration, take a walk through some model homes. You'll see what the design centers feel that today's buyers are looking for. Mimic that. As we talk about natural, think about lighting. So one of the checklists that I have for my clients is replace all your light bulbs in your lamps, in the ceiling, in the vanities of bathrooms. Life kind of goes on and you forget that one light bulb out of the 4 in your ceiling fan has gone out, and you don't think about it because it's fine for you, but for the purpose of selling, these things matter. So check every single light bulb in your home, in your lamps, and make sure they're all changed. Every time there's a showing, your photography, make sure every light bulb is on, including your lamps, including your light fixtures. The brighter, the better. This is why that neutral, wider tone color of paint works really well, because those lights can reflect. We want brightness in a house. It creates positive energy, creates positive showing experiences. Are there professional stagers? Absolutely. These are typically sellers' costs. You can plan on spending between $2,000 and $5,000 to stage. So as you can imagine, it's really for only a certain price point of home. Hardly any homes in Northern Nevada are professionally staged. Most homeowners do it themselves with proper planning. Tip 4, highlight the functional spaces. For example, if you have a formal dining room, but maybe you've been using it as a foosball game area, for the purpose of selling, it's time to return it to its original space. Put in a formal dining. Make that a formal dining room space so that people understand what it's intended for. If you have one of the floor plans that have a formal dining room and a living room in the front, instead of leaving it as a big, open, empty space, put in a defined sitting area, put in a defined dining area so that people understand the floor plan. I can't tell you how many times that I've walked into homes where my buyers are confused what the intended use of the room is for. So I have to tell it for them. Instead of the buyer side interpreting what it's for, define it. If you have a spare bedroom with tons of office space in it, office stuff and books and box, get rid of all of those things. Make it a guest bedroom. So that way the buyer can understand its intended use. Same thing with any other room in the house that might be questioned on what it's used for. Is it a reading area? Make it a reading area. Is it an office? Make it an office. If it's supposed to be a crafts room, make it a crafts room. This way, when the buyer walks through the home, they won't be confused of its intended use and how the floor plan was designed. Let's dive into maintenance items when it comes to staging. Tip 1, you'd think this obvious, but it's not. Keep your home clean. The cleanest you've ever had it should be when you sell. Maybe it's time to spend money on a professional cleaning company and have a crew come through and deep clean top to bottom, including appliances, including fridges. Just like we talked about with decluttering, cleaning, if you do it yourself, is more time than money, unless you choose to hire a cleaning crew. But it's one of your biggest returns on investment. Even if you don't buy the furniture, paint the walls, a tidy, clean home can change everything on how offers are written. Next from deep cleaning is maintenance. Remember that the more move-in ready you can make a home, the more valuable it becomes to a prospective buyer. Because if there's work to be done, the first thing the buyer is going to say is, I have to do that work because the seller hasn't done it when they're marketing it to me. So another way to get the highest offers possible, fix all deferred maintenance. We talked about painting with curb appeal. This overlaps that. If you have things that need done, get it done before you hit the market. but don't take too long. Sometimes people take way too long getting their home ready for sale. This is not something that should be taking months and years. We're talking about getting your home ready in 2 to 3 weeks. If it takes longer than that, then probably finances and free time prohibit a lot of these steps. So you really need to plan on a marketing strategy that has the buyer take those on when they own the home. Once everything's clean, another trick that we can do, especially with empty houses, is virtual staging, using digital renderings to add furniture to the home so that people can use their imagination online of how a floor plan is intended and decorating tricks that they can do. And it works quite well. Tip number 3 really overlaps tip number 1. Keep your house maintained throughout the marketing so you can get your home in tip-top shape. I've seen this. Get your home in tip-top shape, have everything cleaned, ready to go. We're underway with marketing, and then life starts building back up again, and all of the work that you did to get ready for sale has now faded away. It's really, really important that the showing experience matches the photography, matches the initial presentation of the home, because a buyer's going to be walking in with the impression of what they see in photos. And then once they walk in person, if they don't match, they will be displeased. They will either offer lower or be uninterested altogether and move on to the neighbors. Use these tips and strategies to get the most out of your home sale. A buyer's about ready to spend the most they may have ever spent on something, on your home, giving this money to you. Taking the time and the investment to get ready will be one of the best things you can do when selling your home.